Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Warriors have been linked to Nikola Vucevic for a long time, but executive action will be necessary for this deal to be completed. The Golden State Warriors aren't doing themselves any favors by only completing one deal during the trade season. In an attempt to shore up their frontcourt, the Warriors could acquire a Chicago Bulls center who started his career with the Philadelphia 76ers. Nikola Vucevic is probably the best performing center of anyone on this list, having a great season for the Chicago Bulls, fadeaway world's Hassan Bhattacharya wrote Saturday. He's averaging 20.3 points and 10.2 rebounds, reinvigorating his value around the NBA, especially with his improved three-point jumper, shooting 43.3% on 4.8 attempts this season. The Warriors can send out a package of a veteran big man and two perimeter specialists alongside second-round picks to try and snag Vucevic. His value won't be as high as a smaller role on a contender will inevitably result in a dip in production. This might be a realistic middle ground offer, with no other contender in the market for a center like Vucevic being able to outbid the Warriors. Vucevic adds a whole world of post defense that the Warriors haven't had in the Curry era. The Warriors anyway use Draymond Green as a de facto center on defense, so Vucevic's verticality will help deter attempts at the rim and give the Warriors a rebounding force that would greatly improve their prospects this season. In Bhattacharya's trade proposal, the Warriors would send Gary Payton II, Lindy Walters, Kevin Looney, a 2026 second-round pick, and a 2028 second-round pick to the Bulls for Vucevic. Zach LaVine isn't the only Bull improving his chances of getting moved before the February 6 trade deadline. As a legitimate stretch big, far from a one-trick pony, Vucevic can use his sound footwork to prevail in the lane and drill pick-and-pop/pitchback triples at a 42.9% clip. However, the USC product isn't a plus perimeter or low-post defender at this career stage, possibly prompting the Warriors to look elsewhere for frontcourt assets. As the Warriors continue to plummet, the franchise's head coach warned against mortgaging too much of the future at the trade deadline. Share. The Golden State Warriors reached a low point in their season on Monday night, falling to the 9-31 Toronto Raptors to drop their record to 19-20, good for 12th place in the Western Conference. With the trade deadline just 3 weeks away, the Warriors once again have to evaluate the current roster and improvement in the present versus mortgaging the future. The two-timeline approach centered around Steph Curry and Draymond Green will once again be reviewed, with questions abound about what's next. It's clear that the Warriors won't be able to materially improve the current roster situation without moving pieces, players or otherwise, that are a part of the future. Head coach Steve Kerr cautioned against rocking the boat too much in moves that would affect the franchise long after he, Curry, and Green are gone. That's the hard part in addressing all this stuff, Kerr told the media on Monday, per Anthony Slater of The Athletic. We're not giving in. But you have to be realistic organizationally about where you are. And you have to mind what's coming ahead in the future. I probably won't be around, but I would tell you, if this organization gave away the next 6 or 7 drafts for a wild swing, that would be the most irresponsible thing that they could do. Kerr knows the current players on the roster figuring things out would be the best path forward. Sharpshooter Buddy Hield has made less than 30% of his threes over the past month, and he's too good of a shooter for that to last. The offense as a whole has struggled, but there are a lot of shooters on the roster with good track records of figuring things out. If the Warriors want to make a strong push for the postseason, it better happen soon before they fall too far out of contention. Fatal flaw Warriors must fix at 2025 NBA trade deadline. The Warriors can't rely on Stephen Curry alone to score. By now, Warriors fans and front office should have realized that this team at its current state isn't enough to win it all. As a result, some changes need to be made in order to address the roster's glaring holes. Among the roster's biggest problems, the Warriors must fix their lack of offensive help surrounding Stephen Curry. Fortunately, the Bay Area squad has a great chance of doing so. With plenty of trade assets at their disposal, it's inevitable that the front office will be aggressive as the trade deadline approaches. Moreover, with the availability of potential superstars like Jimmy Butler, the front office needs to pull the trigger. Youngsters fail to take the leap. A major reason why the Warriors have deflated in the ongoing 2024-25 season is the lack of help surrounding Curry. There were expectations for Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, and Jonathan Kuminga to take a leap. However, they aren't playing up to par. After a hot start, Moody is only putting up 8.0 points per game on 44% shooting from the field overall. It also doesn't help that he suffered a mild knee injury, based on a report by Sports Illustrated. On the other hand, Podziemski has been the most disappointing. He is going through a sophomore slump, averaging only 8.0 points per outing while only hitting 40.4% of his shots from the field and 29.5% from beyond the arc. His numbers were a slight decrease compared to his stellar rookie season. Kuminga has been a bright spot among the youngsters. He is averaging a career-best 16.8 points and 5.0 rebounds per game. Unfortunately, a serious ankle sprain will sideline the 6'8" forward for a couple of weeks, throwing a wrench into his supposed breakout season. At the start of the season, the Warriors were counting on its youngsters to step up. However, since they've disappointed, the offensive load for Curry has been too heavy to carry. The Warriors have been hit with an injury bug. Aside from an ankle injury to Kuminga and a patellar tendinopathy to Moody's knee, the Warriors have been dealing with all sorts of injury concerns. Earlier into the season, the team already lost the services of defensive linchpin, DeAnthony Melton, who they acquired during the offseason. The absence of his defense has left a glaring hole in the Warriors' rotation, which probably played a role in the simmering of their hot start to the regular season. Although they've tried to replace Melton by trading him Schroeder, the German guard has yet to fully acclimate into the Warriors' system. Another key player who fell to injury was Lindy Waters. Prior to an awkward landing, Waters was hitting a 47% clip from downtown. But after his return from injury, the 6'6" shooting guard is only shooting 33% for the season. Moreover, the biggest injury hit the Warriors at the wrong time possible. Curry has reportedly been dealing with a knee injury, according to Sports Illustrated. Although he's still the best shooter in the world, his usage could be taking a toll on the 2022 NBA Finals MVP. At 36 years old, a lackluster supporting cast won't be enough for the Warriors, especially when he's currently at less than 100%. Curry now has more career assists than Kobe. While Curry is certainly best known for his scoring and three-point exploits, he holds the record for most three-pointers made with 3,882. He has also dished out plenty of assists during his career. He averaged 6.4 assists in his 987 regular season games, giving him a total of 6,308. On Monday, he passed another player who was better known for his scoring, Los Angeles Lakers great Kobe Bryant. While Bryant's 33,643 points are the fourth most in league history, he also dished out his share of assists. In his 20 NBA seasons, Bryant finished his career with 6,306 assists. With Curry now having two more than Bryant in his career, he moves into 35th on the all-time assists list. As previously written, Curry is on pace to play 65 games this season, or 34 more. Considering his 6.1 assists per contest on the year so far, that would allow Curry to dish out approximately 207 more assists on the season. That would give him 6,515 for his career, which would move him past Norm Nixon, 6,386, Reggie Theus, 6,453, John Lucas, 6,454, Stephon Marbury, 6,471, and Tiny Archibald, 6,476, on the all-time list. Drew Holiday, 6,333, of the Boston Celtics is also ahead of him, but still active.